Hello, welcome to the Bite Manga Podcast. This week we are talking about Dragon Ball Z chapters 211 to 220, or if you're me, chapters 17 to 26. This week, as always, I'm joined by Ryu of the Asymmetry,
Yes.
but now in brand new non-orange colors.
Also not blue.
And I'm your host, as always, man. Let's get into it for this week's chapters. Ryu, would you like to take it away for us?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we start off by seeing Goku training, of course. And by him being in the hands up doing this, very iconic. I immediately recognize a Spirit Bomb. I
It's
think
the loading screen. Spirit Bomb.
the loading screen.
Dragon Ball
Rebels.
Dokkan Battle, they have like the loading screen is him up like this with the little like
Yeah.
orb, and then the orb.
The orb
bigger as
grows
you load.
like as the
Well, it
loading
doesn't grow
gets-
bigger, but like it
Oh.
draws in energy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair. It would be funny if like the screen loaded, like the orb would grow big, and like then it would go to screen, like it flashes for a sec.
It will be a good transition, but the loading times in that game, they would have to do it like 17 times sometimes.
Yeah, it's great. It's gotten better. but
Not on my
Still
old
believe it.
potato, it won't.
it was god awful back in the day. Ugh.
It's so
Speaking of
bad.
potato, I said the other say would be called potato just because all of the like other vegetable names. His name is Nappa, which I have no clue what the fuck that is. My closest guess is
It's-
apple. Because
Napa
double P.
Napa is a Chinese type of cabbage.
Ah,
Isn't it the
That's-
same cabbage you get in like ramen? You go to a ramen place.
I think so, maybe.
But yeah, so it wasn't apple.
No,
No.
Not apple.
so it was a cabbage.
No.
Yeah.
fair enough. Never heard of that. Gentlemen, you just haven't. No. There was one other thing that I found. I noticed. Like when Goku gets to leave like the other world. Like he's the teacher, Kaio Sama says like he talks about like how Goku was and like how strong he's gotten, but he talks about that he still wants to teach him like next time, which the thing I want to point on. He wants to like next time we'll teach him about comedy, because his jokes weren't that good. But like next time, does it just mean like when he like full dies? Like that's the time he
Yeah,
comes
because
back.
like I mean he'll die at some point, and when he dies again, he can come back there. But to be fair, Goku was alive later on in the chapters and still in that place, so he might just be able to visit
I mean, Grandma can. What's her name?
Baba,
Baba.
fortune teller
Yeah.
Baba. Yeah,
She
she can get in there, and I mean spirits can take a day in the world of living, so why wouldn't living people be able to spend like a day or X amount of time in the afterlife?
True.
Yeah.
That would be.
Like it's more like psychology based like power or whatever. Like it's more like a not actual like physical strength, but like a more mental strength to get into there for like a day per day. Like
But
as a living.
True. But the
Just Hail
thing
did
is,
disappear, yeah.
yeah. But the thing is, do you think Kaio-sama could teach Goku comedy in one day?
No,
Yeah, exactly. So
he is thick as mints.
I remember the joke they used in the dub for the first one instead of like the futon joke. It was, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. And it was.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
We also
Fair
call
enough.
it bound beef. Yeah, Goku then like Kaio says he can do it in 2 days, the whole path, which is incredible. Like
From
From going to
6 months to
it's more than 6 months because like it's about 200 days because they said like there's 153 days remaining of the
Mhm.
training, and that means he
Yeah.
travel in 200.
but they arrived
went to two.
earlier than a year, than a full year.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
was caught off guard by that.
Yeah, so it was.
But even then, like 170 days, it's still a long time. Like 9 to 2, that's incredible. Like he flew for most of it going back, right?
Mhm.
The real world.
Didn't he technically do it in one since Kaio-sama said the same?
No, the morning of the next day. He arrived the morning. I mean, he's still out there, technically. Wait, no, he is actually.
He's on Earth
Um,
now.
he is on Earth, but not at the scene. But he caught there in the morning of the next day, so he did it in like I want to say like 30 hours instead of like 48. But
Hmm.
that's not too sure about like how late exactly he left, but could be in within one day.
Mhm.
Not too sure.
That's still very impressive, though. To be fair, League.
Yeah, like he.
One
I mean,
of
he knew.
the jokes that I actually liked is that like when Goku was like telling them like, "Hey, can you like bring me back to life?"
Yes.
It was Roshi was like, "What the fuck? Where are you?" And he just said, "I'm in hell. I'm in the afterlife." It's like man just accidentally thought he was in hell.
Yeah.
Like what?
I just thought it was hilarious that Roshi was in the bathroom while this all was happening,
Yeah,
Right.
and then like Bulma,
and Oolong were like,
fucking Oolong, yeah, they were just
Like,
like,
is he
"Oh, he's
going
gone
crazy? Is he
senile.
going
yeah, it has,
senile?
He's cooked. He's done. He's
but
had his
damn,
last days."
damn,
I
he's
know he's
really getting
perfect, but
old,
this is
huh?
really yeah.
Also, can we talk about how the Z fighters have like a monopoly on the Dragon Balls?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, the Dragon Balls are back. Let's just collect them and oh no, not even back.
No, no, they collected
they
them before they went to
yeah
train. Before, like
yeah
they were
like
strong enough as a group to get them before they even trained. And now they're all above a
Like
thousand.
it's kind of hilarious because like they have this monopoly, but they can't use it for anything selfish because just bullshit keeps happening, and they just do not have the
the
time
Like
to
exactly.
we got a
use it
year
for
every time.
anything
We gotta
selfish.
keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
We gotta save it for the next crazed villain that wants to murder everyone.
The thing is, they thought it was in a year. Like they had a year. What if they like wished for like something pretty selfish, and they're like, okay, well, we'll get him back in a year anyway, and then we immediately get Goku. What if they did that? But then they arrived early, so they wouldn't have like Goku wouldn't be there for a half year, for like a month, and then the whole world would be cooked.
true.
They wouldn't,
I guess
because
they
they're not
just can't
selfish.
risk it. Like they literally can't
Yeah,
risk it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
so it's probably smart to not use the wish.
Yeah. Also, so the dragon cannot do anything Kami couldn't do.
Hmm.
So
Yes, the
my
power of
question
Kami.
then becomes, why the fuck didn't Kami just bring Goku back to life? Because
Yeah,
again, like it's that like Dragon Ball Monopoly we're talking about. Kami knows they can just do that. So why doesn't he just bring Goku back to life himself? Like he's already helping. He's already
I
like bringing
but Shenlong.
Goku
Yeah,
from the afterlife
yeah.
back to like the Earth. So like why does man not just bring him back to life himself and leave the Dragon Balls off somewhere?
I assume the
Ready up.
Dragon Balls are
Get
like
rid of the Dragon Balls.
I feel like the Dragon Balls are like a medium for him to use his powers. Like his powers are within the Dragon Balls. So, I
I don't think so.
I interpreted more
Because
as if the wish is too powerful for Kami himself to perform, then the Dragon Balls can't do it, and the Dragon Balls are the way. It's like the way Kami can do it.
yeah, you think so, but then Kami can also still go to the other world and back. Like he can do like all the other
Yeah, but
gods at the same
even
time.
Baba can do that too, right?
Yeah, but we don't know if Bobby does the same with Kami. Kami just like,
I
I'm there
I
now. I don't know if Bobby
guess
does the
not.
same. Bobby could maybe like spiritually transmutate
Yeah,
like
but
some
like
part of her.
even if you think about like the Dragon Balls being a medium for Piccolo to be or Piccolo Kami to be able
Hey,
to
you're
use
technically right.
technically right, yep, and that's the only thing that matters. Like a medium for Kami to use his powers, then like why specifically choose the Dragon Balls as a medium? Why couldn't he pick something else? Or like if his power is stored in there that like allows him to do that stuff, why not retrieve said power? Like it feels like there's a lot of different ways that you could go about like allowing this to happen, and I feel like at this point it should be clear that the Dragon Balls are bringing more harm than good, at least in terms of what they're like providing or like what incentive they're giving.
I mean, yeah, but the Dragon Kami made the Dragon Balls to give humans a chance, right? To
Yeah,
being
but like now we're dealing with aliens, so clearly that shit's out the goddamn window because the humans don't get the chance anymore.
I mean, yeah, but this
Yeah.
all happened relatively recently, right? Not even relatively recently, very recently, and he has been alive for like 100 of years. So this could just for him just be a period that passes by, right? Um,
I suppose.
and even then, right?
He was God before him. Because
Kami.
like
Uh,
he
he was an
Hmm?
apprentice. He
Kami.
was. Exactly. He was
It'd
told
still be called Kami. His name
as
would still be Kami. I don't know who the fuck
I
it would be.
dislike you.
yeah. I mean, yeah, the only thing is we know is that there was a god before him, and Kami was denied the position until he expelled all evil, and then he expelled the evil, and the evil became Piccolo.
Yeah, but like even like so Kami's in the Mechian
Yeah,
and Piccolo as well.
yeah.
But like they have neither of them have memories of their previous of like their home planet or anything.
hmm
So like how the fuck did that happen? Because even if like it was part
Comet.
of what, like extinction event is what you're talking about?
No, like they somehow somewhere like a launch from their planet, and as a comet came into Earth, and that's how they're here. Like as child,
Why
like
does the comet
Superman,
need to be on Earth for coming
like
to Earth?
Superman, like as a baby, you don't know
Okay,
shit. Like,
that was he was on a ship though, not a comet.
but it
hmm
could be like a ship shaped like a comet.
Okay, correct. That's what the sayings came in.
Yeah.
They just had ships. They didn't really have.
They were spheres.
Yeah.
Well, how much more comet shape? Does it need craters?
Rock.
They made a
Comet is big rock.
Big,
rock.
big space rock. It is big,
Big space rock made of metal.
Big space rock made of metal.
Yeah, most comets are made of metal.
Uh,
Meteors, I
Why
guess.
can't
What's the
this
difference? What's the
then?
difference
It's
between a
clearly
comet and a
made of
meteor?
metal.
Anyway.
that's a
It's
good
the streak, isn't it?
Is it?
maybe. I'm
Oh
a
no, wait,
beyond.
no,
I have
isn't it?
no
Isn't it
clue.
whether or not they enter the atmosphere?
That's probably it.
Comets
Comet
don't
is
enter the
in space.
atmosphere, but a
Meteor gets in here.
meteor like
Yeah.
gets
What?
into the atmosphere.
Oh wait. Okay. So is that
Like
why you
magma
call it
lava.
like?
Like magma being underground
Yeah,
lava went
I
out.
think something
Yeah.
like that.
Is it why you can call it like a meteor before it enters the atmosphere? Can you? It's just it's like oh
I mean,
there
if
is
you know it's
I
gonna be
think they
one.
do it like based on trajectory, right?
yeah that makes
Yeah.
sense. So but if it barely misses without any intervention like you call it a meteor, it barely misses
Comet.
without any
You
intervention,
just
right?
call it
Do you
comet.
just rename it to like a comet?
Usually, they
Oh,
already know like how it's gonna travel. Usually.
yeah, but
So
like unpredictable, completely. They predicted hitting some Earth at some point, but it like barely passes through, right? Do they just like, oh, it was a comet, not a
I mean,
meteor?
before we even know about it, it will already be passed. But like NASA and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
say.
yeah, but like hypothetically,
So
right?
meteor enters the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah. I think it's
A
the point of
comet.
entry, then they can call it meteor. I think that's like when they certainly know it's gonna. I don't think it's ever gonna happen where it like barely misses.
A meteor
That doesn't
burns
happen.
up
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
atmosphere as well.
A meteor burns up always. Never
Yeah.
lands. Oh no.
I see. So, yeah, okay. But if they're not
Yeah,
sure,
so a comet also has like the tail. That's
okay,
what
Yeah. Okay.
okay, then never mind then. Yeah, then it doesn't matter.
we're also forgetting the third term, an asteroid,
Yeah,
That's a good
asteroids.
one. That's a good
which
one.
is something that orbits.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
So
remember.
meteor is something that enters the Earth's atmosphere, burns up. A comet has a tail, and asteroid is just a rock that orbits.
Mhm.
The more you know. Anyway, back to
Well,
Dragon
that is a
Ball.
comet, and that is a comet.
Mhm.
It's a flying
Stop
star.
it! Get
Shooting
some help.
star.
You can't tell it what it has to be.
It's
It
free to
gets
do so. Anyway, I do love the deal, by the way, that like as soon as the night turns dark, Piccolo immediately says, "Okay, Goku's coming."
Mhm. He's
Like
like,
he
"You're
immediately
coming.
recognizes
he was
he's
like, "You're
coming, and
summoning
then
the
after he was like, "Okay, that can't be right because we still had a month. They're early." Like he immediately recognized,
That
"Okay,
was
we got
quick
this."
Yeah,
too.
like that was super good on Piccolo's end. Like he was just
Yeah,
he was there immediately.
Yeah.
and when they
He
finally
knew what
landed
was
as
up.
well, Like Piccolo and Gohan as well. Actually, they're both like they're finally here. Like they immediately sense their keys and they're immediately like, okay, they're here. Like
They
everyone
were
does.
they were
Basically.
the first ones there as
What I
well.
actually also thought was interesting about this is that, them being early, it works well with the fact that they're not ready for them. Like, obviously, they're stronger than they thought. That like the Saiyans are stronger than the Z Fighters thought they would be. But like them being earlier also makes sense as to why they kind of get washed because they
Yeah,
had nowhere near enough time to that as much time as they thought they would. So
yeah,
like even
like
like their projected power levels that they probably like figured for themselves, like okay, I'll be around like this much stronger. They didn't get to reach because they didn't have the full amount of training time.
I
they
mean,
didn't
still,
even.
all adults are above 1,000, and then like I mean, when like I know their key changes, like their like power levels change when they need to. But ultimately, at least on 1,000, there's on a base level. That's all with weighted clothing. I think it was when they like said
Piccolo's
this.
still wearing his, I think. No, because Piccolo took
Piccolo, no,
the
Piccolo
beat.
took off
Piccolo
that.
already
He
took it
took off the
off.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not wearing it.
Yeah, he
But
knew.
I mean, they I think he took it off and then dashed towards them. But like even then, like they were already like all around 1,000, and then there is Gohan was the lowest, but Gohan has the like biggest increase when he needs to. So that's the caveat there.
He has the biggest
Also,
potential
he's
there.
like 700 now, from being like 1 a year ago or 11 months.
I mean, he already had the
Potential
potential
to
to
be
be
like like
over,
1,500. Yeah,
yeah, like stronger than Raditz, and so like now he's just managed about half of that consistently,
Hmm
which means that he still has a lot more room to grow. But also
he
with
does.
regards to power levels, um, like Vegeta immediately recognizing that Raditz probably lost because he relied too much on the power level or the power scouter. One, it like shows that Vegeta
He's not
he's
dumb.
been through it. He's not dumb. He's
Yeah.
got the combat IQ. And two, Vegeta and Nappa are anti-power scalers. They said, "Get that shit out of here. We don't need it.
Fuck
We don't
power
want it."
skill.
Even if it's
Power.
over 9,000, I don't give a shit. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
bro. Power levels are bullshit,
Outta
man.
here.
Yeah. So that was pretty clever on his part.
Yeah.
Um,
So do we want to get to, so if we're getting to the fight, yeah, I'm just permadeath.
first,
Chaozu's permadeath.
no,
Wait, STN
he
didn't
hasn't
rest
died.
before.
No,
Okay, so STN can
Yamcha,
come
Yamcha
back.
hasn't died before either.
Yamcha can still be
Well,
revived.
wait,
No, he's
no,
died before.
Oh, he
he
has. Oh shit. That's not even the end, because Goku is close.
Goku.
He's not there yet.
Yep. So Gohan, Krillin, or Piccolo could be the next on the chopping block. So,
I have to say that like
or all of them.
the fact like the foreshadowing of like Piccolo and Kami like dying soon helps it feel so much more frantic because they are by far the strongest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not only
they
just
are
are we
going
losing
to die.
God,
We know this. We
we're
know
gonna
this.
lose our like the second strongest fighter we have, Piccolo, and fucking God, who can revive
Which
the ones that we
means
can.
that we lose the Dragon Balls.
Yes, we
Yeah.
lose the power to revive. The thing is, they're sacrificing themselves, right? Like when Thingy Bob blew himself up, like he
Chatsu.
did it. Chatsu, he blew himself up to like get some damage. He didn't. I think he hoped to kill with that, of course.
Yeah.
And he did not.
He did.
Or
He
do
did
any
jack shit.
damage.
It did like nothing. No.
That's like I don't. That's like I don't
Tien
know.
didn't
Tien's
realize that he was
response
gonna
to
do it
that
though.
was fucking wild. Like
Tien knew he was gonna do it. No,
it was a
Tien realized it.
valiant. I think this sacrifice. I don't know. I feel weird about it because on the one hand, I'm like, damn, like he did that, and that's respectable. Like Piccolo says, like he just went out of his way to like kill himself so that they could get damage off, or well, like he thought take him with him. Um, but what makes it feel so much worse is like, yeah, he did get some damage off, but it happened in such a short time span, like panel time.
It happens so
Yeah,
quickly.
it's
It was the
4
same
panels.
2
I'm
pages.
on the thing now. Generally,
Yeah.
it's like Chen is like he sees him on his back, like he clings on the back. That's like the first page. Chen sees this, he screams out. He screams at Chelsea, "What are you doing? Get away from him!" And then Chelsea says, "Goodbye, Ten-san. Please don't die." Next page is 4 panels of you're not thinking of, "Don't do it, Choso!" And then boom, just 2 page, just half the page, just explosion.
Yeah,
And then
and then it's like it feels like there's not much space given to this before. Obviously, like it's a fake out that like it didn't work. But
yeah,
like it feels like we're not given much space for it. Like maybe this is just like that modern series do differently, and I'm just accustomed to that. But I also do feel like I prefer it a little bit when you get like a little bit of that exposition of like like maybe a flashback like with like Yan and
them being
Chaozu.
younger, getting into like the crane school or whatever. Like I would have loved something like that. Like
Yeah,
when
or
they
like
like
anything from Tien that was like that like said like oh he had like like do you have any idea like what he wanted to do after this or anything like there's like any indication that there was more to Chaozu than we've seen on the page besides obviously the emotions which are harder to reckon with when we don't know him that well.
we generally like Choso, we've seen like in fights and we've seen him be next to Jen, but like more like a prey, like prey is for Yamcha. That's kind of like how Choso felt for me at least to Tien.
Yeah,
Like just like a sidekick that was always there next to his side, but didn't do much. That's
yeah.
how he feels to me, which we shouldn't, because he is part of the Z
He is his
Fighters.
own.
Like
He was his own person,
Hmm.
and
yeah,
he made his own decisions. He ignored. But like the first time that he doesn't listen to somebody, he fucking dies.
he kills himself.
Do you think that traumatized him and made him like, or now he's dead? But like, do you
Jen
think?
is also dead. Like 2 pages after.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
Um,
like okay,
they
so
got like no time to mourn, bro. Their bodies
No.
falling left
yeah,
and right, and
like
like,
it like you have the like Yamcha dies, Chaozu dies, Tien dies, and then we're just like oh fuck, like
Gohan has been
oh,
going through it. Gohan is, I don't know what he's gonna do
this
later,
is
but he's
the most
tough.
traumatized 4-year-old ever.
5
5
by
now.
now. Yeah,
But
5-year-old. I'm sorry.
this is his first
still, bro
battle,
has
and
gone
like
through it.
people are dropping like flies. Granted, he didn't know them. To be
But
fair,
Gohan was the
He's
kid
heard
that was like, I'm
stories
too scared to do
apparently.
anything.
yeah, but
Like he was
Yeah,
he's
he could
heard
have
stories.
prevented it. He could have killed Nappa.
prevented. He could have probably in like one
Yeah,
blast.
but he like but he froze. Like first of all, first battle, he's a child
He is 5 years
and
old.
he's 5 years old, and scary. Nappa is scary.
Nappa is giant. Like Vegeta isn't. He's like 5'3" from what I know. Like he's
Yeah,
not
he's short.
tall, but he's not. He's pretty short. But like Nappa
I'm,
is
I'm
like
taller
7
than
foot.
Vegeta. Wait, are we counting the hair or not?
Uh,
Every dude you're shorter, but
no. Have
Yeah,
you
because
seen
I
his
feel like that's like
Instagram?
a solid foot.
like 2 feet. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
straight hair.
hair makes up a
Yeah,
lot.
Nappa's like fucking like One Piece size. Like that's how big he is. I wouldn't
Nappa's
say that, but like
legit.
like
No,
like One Piece people are like 20 foot, 14 foot.
he's like the same size as like Shanks or something, or probably
Yeah,
taller.
like again like a
For some
seven
reason,
and a
I
half
thought you
foot.
were gonna say Shaq. He probably actually is. Like,
Actually, yeah, he probably is. But I was
Probably
thinking,
actually, yeah, that's actually a
wait,
good
yeah,
analogy. Yeah.
Nappa is Shaq sized.
they're both bald. They're both muscular.
Okay.
So
And we've never seen both of them together in the same
Same
room.
room.
Oh
That
my
makes
Explain
sense.
that.
explain that, people.
Is
Shaq is
Nappa
Nappa.
white or is he?
He's.
What is Nappa?
I don't know.
Nappa skin color? What a
like
search.
it's.
Nappa ethnicity. Gets
That's-
ethnicity for the fucking fruit or vegetable. I mean,
Yeah. So the Chinese cabbage is Asian.
I mean, makes sense actually.
the mustache it like sells that. Yeah,
Yeah, it does actually.
Cause he's like the full like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Also, can we just talk about how Nappa is killing them all, and Vegeta hasn't done anything yet?
Vegeta's just standing there like, and like Vegeta has never been like, oh shit, he might die. He's just standing there chilling. He's not even caring. Like he's like, I guess he will.
Yeah, he's like,
God
"Ooh,
damn it,
alright."
Nappa.
God damn it, Nappa.
Also, can we talk about Krillin for a sec? Like, how the fuck did he like kill all those like Brainiacs? They look like Brainiac.
Cyberman.
Scatterball.
They look like Brainiac from Ben 10.
Ah,
They're pretty crap.
I guess, and they can also open their head, but I'd,
Which was disturbing.
you
Let's
know what?
be honest.
you know what? I
Yeah.
could see a fusion between Brainiac and Wildvine.
No, I got you. Brainiac, Wildvine, and what's the intelligent one? Gray Matter.
Gray matter.
Just
The
to
things
make it a
seem
little
pretty
smaller.
stupid.
To make it smaller, but that
Just for size.
that-
No brain, just
No.
size.
I was gonna say they're pretty stupid. At that point, you could do like way ugly or whatever it's called. The
I mean, Ben 10,000 probably could become
For-
close enough to one. If you don't know how
I
Ben 10,000
guess.
Well,
works, yes,
okay. I know,
fusion
like
too.
this is not what we do around here, but just in general, this is an idea I had, and I had to mention it. In like Ben 10, I forget which one it is, like
Mhm.
Alien Force or Ultimate Alien.
Mhm.
Like the Omnitrix starts scanning aliens, and it
That's
unlocks that transformation.
yeah.
Ultimate, I
So,
think it's Ultimate.
Ultimate Alien.
Ultimate Alien. Okay, so Cross versus Ben runs into a Saiyan.
He
Can
scans
scans
it,
them.
and he becomes the peak of what a Saiyan is, no matter what.
So he
Even-
could go Super Saiyan then.
Even better, if it's Ben 10,000, he can combine a Saiyan and a Namekin and become a
Yeah.
fusion of them.
He could.
Bro, this is a Dragon Ball fan's fucking wet dream, right?
Yeah. Yep. He would become the
I'll
peak of
confirm that you've had that dream.
I will need to confirm, nor did
exactly. So that would be he'd be both the peak of a Namekian and a peak of a Saiyan fused into one. That would be great. That would actually be insane. What the fuck?
powers, like the
Bro.
peak of Namekin, like what we've seen with Kami, what the shit he's done.
And-
It's just like he
And like
said before, like
the
that makes him
regeneration.
that
Oh my god, that would be scary, bro. So if Ben just dropped here, if he was able to scan the other two, or just scan Vegeta or just scan Nappa, and then scan Piccolo, easy games,
Easy
bro.
win.
Free eats. It's free eats, bro.
But like the question is it like the peak that has been achieved up until that point, or just
No, the peak, just the
potential
peak.
that-
the peak potential
The
of
peak.
just I mean him
ring.
in that form,
What?
I think, right?
Yeah, that's why when he transforms into forearms, he's like the peak of that race. I forgot what it's called.
That's why forearms
which is
versus
why-
what's the Pokemon name?
Machamp.
Machamp,
But
yeah.
isn't even a fucking tail. Forearms wins is easy.
Yeah.
Like it's a
What
low
if it's
diff.
level 100 Eevee trained Machamp though?
No, you don't understand. Forearms could lift a mountain with one arm.
Okay, well, hold on. It'll still lose to Rattata.
It actually it
Level
would.
one, actually.
Listen,
Level 1 Rattata, yes. Fair.
Yeah, we all know it. It would also lose to Bidoof, right?
God,
It's true, the god,
Yeah.
the real god of Pokemon.
Okay, we're very off topic, but I gotta mention one more thing. Have you guys
Yeah.
watched Pokemon Rusty version
Yes.
from Dorkley?
Yes,
You know, if you haven't watched it, go fucking watch it. It's so
Yeah, it's
fucking good.
great, bro.
Guess I'll watch it after the podcast.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Really
hell yeah,
should.
dude.
Fun.
Okay, we should get
Anyway,
back to
Back to
Saiyans.
Krillin. I think it's
We're
funny they
very-
did that, but they could have stalled for time. They knew Goku wasn't here yet.
Yeah,
and
yeah, but
they
he-
said this
I
like
mean,
stall
they
for
did.
time.
They stalled for 3 hours.
Yeah, but that will be.
They could have stalled
before
in that tournament. Like I think we started doing it, Chen. Like they said, like stall more.
Let's
Like
stall.
they could have stalled for longer. Like while fighting, like take your time. Like be like not quick. I
Yeah.
was like, now fuck that. I'm gonna use all my energy, kill all of them at the same time.
To be fair, there were two things that happened. One, he was pissed because Yamcha died, so it's like, fuck this, I don't care anymore, right? And two, Yamcha died because he underestimated the Cybermen. He would have survived if he didn't, right?
No,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
He underestimated the Cybermen, so Krillin thought, no, I can't. I'm pissed and can't underestimate these things anymore, so he blasted them. which
Yeah.
probably which is the best option, honestly.
And it did do some, less like 2%, not even like minimal damage to like science, but like he did something.
He
So
I mean,
then,
scratched.
it's something that, like, obviously because it didn't achieve many results with like the actual big bads. It's not like the best feat, but like Krillin has really good control. Like,
of
like that
yeah,
of the beat of like energy.
like
Like,
he did
look
it
at
two
Yeah,
handed
like
too.
the
Like it
control.
wasn't one hand. Like he did two beams that
He
merged
did
into one
two-handed,
immediately.
like moved it and then split it up after shooting it. That's the most precise like manipulation of energy that we've seen up until this
To
point.
be fair, he has been training for this for the entire 11 months he had. He has been focused on completely mastering the Kamehameha to the fullest of his potential.
hmm I think
Like
that
they
yeah,
all,
but
like
that
it's
was
one of the
like
truths. Like they all did different things in
I'm
training.
pretty sure at that
Mhm.
point it's just a new technique, right? He's just developed
I
his
Oh
argue
yeah,
this is a new technique, and I think like it definitely
it fits him, I think.
deserves to be mentioned, even though that's something like again, like it didn't achieve much,
hmm
which we can talk about that if we want to, but it's
I mean we
still
saw it earlier
impressive
on,
enough.
right? Like he had the two-handed, right? He did the two separate beams before. He did like a lot of different techniques already. He was experimenting from earlier on. Like this has been rooted before.
Yeah, he
It's
has
fun
already
to see
done
that
it.
this fruition to this. They're like a storm of beams you can do now.
I
hmm
think it's also like interesting because what we see a lot with Krillin is that, or Krillin as opposed to Goku, he keeps mastering new techniques, right? Like he's really
Yeah.
good at taking information in,
He's a
and
sponge.
then like he's a sponge, and then like using it after maybe only seeing it once or like a minimal amount of training compared to
But then he does
what it
develop it
normally
more
is.
because with the like technique where he like does the fake outs, he did it more than like what Kami showed him. Sorry, Kame.
This
Roshi.
Like
is
what
true,
Roshi.
but like I still feel like it's essentially still taking on that rudimentary level and just like
Yeah.
going from rookie to like master of it, to like adapt at using a technique. I think is something that I would say Goku excels at. Like
Yeah.
he does that at a pace that nobody else can mimic. But I think Krillin is better at actually mastering techniques. Like I think the way that he does it, he tries to make them more versatile and like actually see like he uses his arsenal in a more thought
Refined.
out manner.
hmm
Yeah, like this reminds me of a saying I used to hear a lot when I did karate. It was, train to punch 10,000 times instead of doing 10,000 things once.
This
Like
is
it's
uh this is a Bruce Lee quote that you're butchering.
probably,
Yeah,
but
that's right.
it's along those lines.
I believe it. I believe
He's
it
like, I'm
is.
more afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do not fear the man who's practiced 10,000 punches once. I'm afraid of the man who's practiced one punch 10,000 times.
I mean, this is how I heard it. It probably is that, and then it comes from him probably as well. But like,
I probably also
and
messed up, but like it is something like that.
Yeah.
something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get the point. What I mean, like, it's Krillin. He purely focused on doing this one technique and developing that over and over and over and over again. And Goku just does everything a little bit, and then yeah, sure, he masters it to like at least a peak and goes a little bit beyond. But he doesn't go as far as Krillin does with one.
He's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I feel like it's better that way. Goku takes techniques from others and like finds ways to tweak them, right, in some sort of way. And then we have Krillin that like develops new techniques for himself in other different ways to use them. So
Yeah, and, like they
they and
occupy their own niches in that way.
I think that's
Yeah.
funny because they're both raised by the same just master, but they just took two different paths when it comes to
For
Yeah,
like.
and
like
that's
6
that's like
years, and then
unique
they
to like who they are as well.
yeah,
Mm.
I think
Like
it
it fits
also
that
shows
very
for
well.
Goku. Goku, it shows that he has been through a lot. He knows a lot of people, and he takes their techniques and makes them his own. But that also shows later on. But like he had, like it shows that he knows those people, and it shows that he is not person like a one man. He is a man of many. Like he has seen like a lot of people. He knows a lot of people, and he fights not for himself but for all of them.
Mhm,
Right? Like and by that he uses their techniques.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think it's also, um this is I wouldn't necessarily say that this is like the best example of this being in Dragon Ball with Goku and Krillin, but I think this is something that you see in other series that have, taken Dragon Ball's inspiration, where you see that the main character tends to be a lot more of a people person, and in that sense, like that also makes sense that they like accrue a variety of techniques,
Yeah.
um, which I think like it is a bit of like that you can make the argument I think here as well that like Goku's like simple minded just goodness is something that definitely does attract people, and in that sense it makes sense for him to be an amalgamation of all these people that he's met and that he's won over by simply just being him. Whereas Krillin, like, this is also like how they got to Master Roshi, right? Like, Goku happened to get there, and through just being him, he got into being a student. Whereas Krillin, he had to, he left his monastery. Was sent out on a journey specifically so he could become Master Roshi's student, and he takes that with a lot more reverence then, of course, and that then it makes sense that he wouldn't go out of his way to get as many techniques as possible and
Hmm.
have this wide arsenal of like a fuck ton of techniques, but that he would refine the techniques that he's gotten from his master, from the person he set out to train under,
Hmm.
and do as much as he can with those.
Yeah, Krillin
Yeah,
has
no, makes sense.
come a long way from being a cheater to an actual like good martial artist.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's crazy because if he hadn't met Goku, it'd still probably be like going down that path, right? Because I feel like Goku kind of changed him, like motivated him to become better, right? And
Yeah, I
also
think so.
having someone around his age that also trained under the same master, right? That worked like wonders.
Speaking of like younger, I missed. I have this in my notes and I kind of forgot about it. Um, it's about that Gohan couldn't see Yamcha fighting, like when they disappeared. Like Gohan couldn't follow them again. Like, and then Piccolo's like, of course, had to use your key, feel them. But like, it's funny that like, yeah, of course, like Gohan wouldn't see them because he's less experienced in like just feeling where they are instead of seeing, right? Because he had to, especially because he had to survive in the wild. Like he had to adapt to his senses more than his feeling, like of just key. I guess there's still some key in nature, but like senses, you want to adapt those more, especially sight. So yeah,
Hmm. I feel bad for Gohan. Imagine being the only one not being able to track like the people's fighting's movements.
I mean he can when he
I
focuses
mean,
on the key when he instead
yeah.
of um. And there was one thing I found funny, like or like funny, just interesting. When Nappa like says, "I'm gonna take this serious," you feel like there's lightning going around him, and
Hmm.
he like gives like the scream and whatever. Is he going super bald or whatever? Like not super saiyan because he doesn't have hair, but bald.
It's super
He's
bald.
super bald.
He's going super
He's super
bald,
bald.
man. Also,
Somebody
can
stop
we
it.
just talk about how everyone on the Z Fighters team, or most of them, were like bald or almost bald? Like Chatsu has like that one strand of hair. Krillin, Piccolo, and Tien are bald. It's that's like half the
Uh,
team, bro. Fuck.
yeah, I
Who's left?
guess
Goku and
Goku, Yamcha,
Yamcha, right?
Goku, Yamcha, Gohan,
Gohan.
and
Yeah, yeah.
technically Chatsu. Technically,
Nah,
If
we're not counting that.
Shiatsu is like a half,
Yajirobe? Is Yajirobe in this?
is he?
is he? I
Did
guess
He's
train
not
with.
there. I know he's not
he
there, but
Yeah,
like,
he's
he's not there
supposed to, bro.
yet, but he's still running there. I think because he's a little slower.
Yeah, he did train with
no, he
them.
just shows up. He just
So
shows up in the car, which I nearly called by its DBCA name.
No, but like I think the thing is like even in like the earlier chapter, like when like everyone like, oh yeah, Goku's here, like so they're coming. Even like he is shown again, like there's a panel of him, so like they're not forgetting about him. So he's technically still part of it. I think. I think he's gonna show up too late, and then Goku's already been done all of it.
And
that
he's gonna be like,
would,
"Oh,
yeah, yeah,
guys, I
yeah.
would have helped
Oh,
so much."
man, yeah.
Ah
Oh,
shit, man!
I'm
And then he just eats
yeah.
everyone that was dead.
He would. He
That would
would.
something
He
he
would.
would do.
Exactly.
It's
That
just
is.
like,
Especially
so
even
you guys
after.
gonna eat him? And I can be like, Yamcha? He's like, yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Grabs his arm.
Oh yeah, can we talk about how um it's funny because Raditz still had the weakness of his tail, but Nappa has mastered that.
Oh, yeah.
weakness.
Well, do they do
Vegeta
like
also.
curls with the tail? Like, how do they train this?
Probably the
So
same
how I
way as
imagine-
Goku did in the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but
They
we
didn't show
see
that in the
either.
manga,
In the
Yeah.
oh yeah,
in the anime,
It's
but like
anime
so
only.
before you said that,
I feel like
the
I
thing
made the same curl joke.
in My Hero, you have this guy with the exhaust in his calves, and he can make them stronger by ripping them out. I imagine that's how Goku's tail works. He just rips out the tail, like, and when he goes back, he rip it out again. He just keep doing it a few times
Yeah.
until it becomes strong enough.
Difference is that Ida had to like rip them out and then like reverse them, and then put them back in again.
Was it going back as well? I thought it was rip out and they would grow back.
Oh wait, yeah, it would grow back to
Yeah, it would
like
grow
become
back,
better.
yeah.
better. Ah. And yeah, that's crazy.
Alright, do we have anything else to mention?
I was
all.
add something, but I think I forgot.
The only thing I want to mention is that like I like this like actual like repercussions. Like everyone's just gone now,
They're dying, bro.
and
Wow.
I hate how this chapter's ended. Like we ended just before Goku arrives, and like the stakes can't be higher. There's like a perfect cutoff point.
See, this is a good cliffhanger.
It's really good artificial cliffhanger on our end, but
Yeah.
it's suffering in it.
It doesn't have to be, but it's such a great cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, then I think with that
Alright.
we're gonna end it off for this week. Come back next week for us to talk about chapters 221 to 230. Or if you're me, 27 to 36.
Right.
With that, we say goodbye to Ryu,
Later.
to Hut.
Peace.
I've been your host Ben, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.